We have a viewer question. Can criminal charges be filed against you if your bullets hit someone while you're defending your home? We'll ask noted criminal defense attorney Tom Grieve about that. But first, we have a super secret giveaway going on right now, but it ends really soon. If you want to enter for your chance to win this long distance hole puncher absolutely free, click the link in the description down below. Okay, Tom, this is wide open because I heard it in, if your bullets hit someone while you're defending your home, can you be charged criminally? For me, this is a great lawyer question because I'm going to put this out there that if you're shooting at someone, you want to hit someone. So maybe your bullets hit the bad guy. I'm assuming this question was you didn't hit the bad guy, you hit little Susie down the street. So.
Yeah, and if we're going to, in the spirit of lawyering the question, well, you're defending your home. So,
yeah,
like, are you inside? Is this a castle doctrine situation?
Mm-hmm.
Is someone graffitiing the side and you decide to start shooting at them while you arrive home from church or something like that, right?
This is the ultimate it depends.
It's the ultimate it depends. We have finally hit like the archetype, like the threshold it depends, right? Yeah. Okay, well, to your point, we can probably assume, or at least I'm going to assume, that you're inside your home, mm-hmm. somebody's breaking in, and you've shot and hit someone other than the bad guy who's breaking in.
So you are giving them the absolute benefit of the doubt.
Oh,
that
total
they did
benefit of the doubt.
Everything perfectly except accuracy.
Accuracy, or maybe it's a pass-through. So again, to your point of everything perfectly, maybe they didn't carefully select their firearm ammunition or things like that, right? Okay, so check your local listings is going to be the fundamental answer to this question, because it could be that if you're using judicious marksmanship and everything else, that you will not be facing any criminal penalties, and that instead the bad guy might actually have that criminal penalty added on to them under some sort of felony murder, felony burglary, or whatever it is. I.e., if the bad guy is going to create a situation where mayhem is going to ensue, they have already put their criminal record credit card on the table and said, I'm picking up the tab on this, whatever happens.
Yeah, they're going to get all the charges.
They're going to get all the charges coming their way.
Yeah.
Now, it's not every state that happens, okay, just to be clear. Again, check your local listings. But that is one very conceivable answer. Another conceivable answer is under doctrine of transferred intent, again, check your local listings, that if you were lawfully discharging your firearm at the time in the act of self-defense, that therefore you're going to be covered when you're hitting whoever it was that you hit. Now again, there's typically going to be some sort of gross negligence component that the prosecutor can use to push back against that. In other words, if you're going full on, so I started blastin mode, to use the internet meme from one of my favorite shows, you've bought yourself a world of problems at that point. So if you just go out there and if you just start recklessly shooting, you're not even looking, you're just shooting over the couch or behind a door or something like that, you might be in some problems at that point, okay? Because if you exercise gross negligence, it may no longer fall under transferred intent. Again, may, and it may no longer go on the bad guy's credit card at that point, okay? So there's a lot of different factors to kind of pull apart here. Keep in mind, one of the biggest ones is, what's the prosecutor's attitude, okay? If you were polite, respectful, maybe you raised your rights and you hired a great defense attorney or whatever the case may be, God willing you did that. But if the prosecutor is just of the mindset of, you know what, I just don't like homeowners with guns. I just don't. I don't like people defending themselves. I'm more of a 911 type prosecutor of, just 911, barricade that door, all right? And believe me, they exist out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Then I'm sorry, but you may have some flack coming your way. And that's, again, the reason why you need the proper education and training in order to avoid those situations. So you know your laws, you're trained to those laws, but then also you have a great defense attorney to deal with that prosecutor. Other times you may get prosecutors who may look very sympathetically on a homeowner and who may give you basically every benefit of the doubt as we're doing to our question asker, and they'll give you every benefit of the doubt to say, yeah, it's probably pretty reasonable, and it's 2 a.m. and all these other sorts of questions, right?
Absolutely. And
So-
I'm not going to just stop with education and training on this one. This is also equipment, making sure that you're
Yep.
using the right ammunition, and skill set, making sure that you understand that you have effective target isolation and you can hit what you're shooting at, because you could potentially be responsible for every single thing that happens.
Absolutely. And there's two different ways that we're talking about ammunition, right? So for those of you who may not be familiar, right, there's obviously a distinction between hollow point and ballpoint ammunition, right? So do you want to take the viewers through that quickly?
Well, yeah, we're looking at jacketed hollow point ammunition is designed to expand and expend its energy inside a body. And ball ammunition, or what we call full metal jacket ammunition, is typically used for target shooting or in a military context, and it does not expand, and it will regularly pass entirely through the person you're shooting, through walls, through other elements, and just keep on going. It's made to be shot into dirt berms, and the dirt will stop it and catch it there. So I want people to use good jacketed hollow point ammunition or even frangible ammunition for their self-defense needs, not full metal jacket or ball ammo, because that just greatly increases the chances you'll hit someone or something that you were not shooting at.
And there's still, and I really want to harp on one word that you pulled out there, good, right? Because there's some really cheap hollow point ammunition that is not good. It's not going to expand. You're going to get full pass-through performance and all that kind of stuff, which is bad. We do not want that, right? So that kind of goes back to part of that ammunition selection, equipment selection, of do some homework. There's a lot of fantastic manufacturers out there right now who are making fantastic. I mean, we are living in a golden era of just there's a plethora of options, right? So that's number one. Number two is the weapon selection, right? Because I think you and I are both kind of assuming someone's waking up in the middle of the night, they've got their 9mm or whatever. But obviously, if you're pulling out that 30-06 M1 Garand loaded with M2 ball, it's entirely foreseeable that is going down the street.
Yes, absolutely. That's going through the bad guy, through the wall, through the windshield of the car, skipping down the roadway. I mean, it's going to keep going.
Right. So, look, if you live out in an extremely rural area, that might be a poor decision, but it might be one that you can afford and get away with. Okay. Again, not the decision I would choose, but maybe it's one you can get away with. You live in an urban area, using that CMP M1 Garand with M2 ball ammo. That is, I mean, again, walking your way into that gross negligence argument, like you have done that at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like the fact that we have hit the ultimate it depends and are able to work our way through this. So thank you very much for your insights, Tom. It's always very helpful.
Thanks, Kevin.
It's a true story of self-defense. We interviewed an armed Lyft driver who was carjacked to help answer these questions. Should I carry a gun while driving? And what does a carjacking actually look like? Just click the video next to me to watch this must-see interview.